Hello, I'm Paulo Guerreiro and I'm physiologist of exercise, and today we're going to talk about cortisol. Yes, and the first question again, it's why we get cortisol in our body. So why? So when you get stress for the different reasons, our adrenal glands, it will produce the steroid hormone cortisol. Okay, because why? So if you get too much on stress, needs to have something to put a break, let's see, on that. So, and the cortisol has that functions, but the cortisol has also another functions in the body. So that's why he is important, and especially because why? Because he will control the sugar levels, the blood sugar levels. Also, it will do regulation of our body sleep and awake cycles. So you remember in the sleeping we talk about why you should be sleeping correctly. So the cortisol also goes to regulate that, our sleep and awake. Okay, and manage also how our macros, so the carbs, the fats, and the proteins are in our body, and also reduce inflammation. Yeah, could be reducing the inflammation, because the stress will create inflammation. So for the stress to come down, so the cortisol needs to reduce also that inflammation and control the blood pressure also. So this is the functions of the cortisol. So if the brain and the adrenal glands are working perfectly in synchrony, so the body has capacity to increase and reduce the levels of the cortisol when it needs. However, could happen that when there is a resolution in that stress, sometimes the cortisol is still high in our body. So this is when we need understand why we have high cortisol in our body and how we can reduce that levels of cortisol. So this could happen in a situation, for example, imagine that you have a problem that you are not fixing that problem in the moment. So day by day you still worried about, you still stressed about, and you don't fix that problem. So the cortisol levels still high in our body. So, and then we need to know how really to decrease that levels. Okay, otherwise it will keep the cortisol in the body for days or weeks or months. And if this happens, so more serious disease could come to us in this case. So we need to know how to really relieve a little bit that cortisol. And one advice that I can give you is try always to solve as soon as possible the problems. So here I will give you some tips in natural ways to lower the cortisol. So one of them is reducing stress. So what I mean with this is, if you know what is your triggers to get on stress, so we need to find ways to keep it more calm. Yes, so try to find your triggers and what you can do to put them better. Yes. So then a good diet. So this today it's very easy. You have very good professionals giving you good advices in terms of diet. Very good nutritionists, very good people that has certification in nutrition, giving you that advices for you have a good diet. and actually you can be specific. So if you feel you are on stress, so that professional can help you with the food to help you to decrease that levels. Okay, so relaxation. Relaxation, so it's very common now doing yoga, meditation, and even just some breaths. It will be enough to reduce your levels of cortisol. And also sleeping well. Yeah, so we talk about the sleeping last video. So the sleeping, it will be very important. It will be very important that you will put a cycle and get used to this cycle for the sleeping. Also, you can get a hobby, go to do some sports, go to do painting, go to write a book. Why not? So this will increase also other hormones and makes you feel better. Love has fun. Even in the bad situations, try to see the funny on that, and you will see it will really solve a lot of problems in the stress. Sometimes we are so stressed about that a small thing make us to explode. Try to react in reverse way. Try to see the fun on that. Okay. And then, of course, exercise. Exercise, again, it's here to really help you to balance this hormone and makes you feel better. Caffeine, also try don't to drink caffeine because could influence you in the sleeping, and then if you cannot sleep you get stress. So in getting stress the cortisol can go up, and day by day we will have more cortisol, so it will be then more difficult. So a good bed routine we talked about already. Good relationships. Why good relationship? Meaning that if you have a problem with someone, just say it. Communication, it's very important in our days. So if you solve the problem with the person, say what you feel, say what that person makes you feel, so you can be understand the person, and that person also can be understanding you, so you will be solving that problem. So try don't go to bed with that kind of problems. Then getting a dog or a cat, so the studies also saying that if you have an animal, it will make you release actually the stress. And also taking some supplements because it will give to the brain another kind of nutrients that it will help you to manage the stress. In this case we recommend the fish oil and ashwagandha, difficult for me sometimes to say these names. It's Asian herbal, so that it will have influence in the good way for the stress and in the cortisol, especially in the cortisol. So this is my tips for you to make you more healthy and make your life a little bit better. From me to you, a big kiss and have a nice day. With love, Coach Paula.